Stop working hard. In 2026, hard work is a scam that's designed to keep you broke while the world moves past you. I am giving you a 90-day challenge and a 3-step clear roadmap to prove that anyone can get rich using this proven Machiavelli process. A system so fast, it feels like cheating. I'm Ryan. I've been studying the psychology of money for 2.5 years now. I'm not here to give you some quick get-rich scheme, but I promise you, you will get massive value from this video. Let's have a real talk for a second. Why are you broke? It's not because you're lazy. Most of you guys work way harder than the CEOs making millions. You're broke because you're playing a game that was rigged before you were even born. Society, schools, banks, even your parents, they gave you a script. They said, hey, go to school, get a safe job, save 10% of your cash and put it in a 401k. That's called the slow lane. Here is the math they hide from you. If you save $500 a month, it will take you roughly 160 years to save $1 million. Do you have 160 years? No. You have maybe 20 good years where you have energy and health. If you follow the slow lane, you are planning for a funeral, not a life. By the time you can afford the Lambo, your back will hurt too much to get in it. We need to fix this. So, for this 90-day challenge, we are using the Machiavelli Protocol. It's 3 phases. You cannot skip a step.
Phase 1. The Fox, days 1 to 30. Machiavelli famously said that a leader must be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves. For the first 30 days, we are only focusing on being the fox. This phase is all about being smart, cunning, and brutally efficient. The reason most people stay poor is that they try to be original. They have this ego problem where they think they need to invent the next Facebook, the next Tesla, or some revolutionary app to get rich. That is pride talking. And let me tell you, pride is the fastest way to stay broke. If you want to get rich in 2026, you need to stop inventing and start copying. I learned this from a guy named Chris Kerner, who is known as the king of side hustles. This guy has started over 80 businesses. Do you know what his secret is? He almost never invents anything new. He just looks at what is already making money and he copies it. He told this story about how he once got a call from a guy who was buying broken iPhone screens, fixing them, and selling them back to repair shops. Chris didn't know how to fix phones. He didn't know the industry. But he saw the math. He saw that the model worked. So instead of trying to invent a new way to fix phones, he just copied that guy's business model. He found suppliers, he copied the process, and he did $2 million in revenue his first year. That is the energy you need for the first 30 days. You do not have time to guess. You need to find a boring business that is already making money and do it better. I'm talking about the sweaty startup. These are the things people are ashamed of or just too lazy to do. We are talking about specialized cleaning, power washing, removing junk, or offering digital services to boring industries like plumbing or HVAC. You have to niche down until it hurts. This is where people mess up. They say, I do marketing. That is too broad. General skills get general pay. Specific skills get stupid money. Don't say you do marketing. Say, I help e-commerce brands increase their checkout conversions. One sounds like a commodity that I can replace with an AI. The other sounds like an expert who is going to make me money. When you narrow your focus, you become the expert. And in this economy, experts get paid. Now, I hear the excuse coming a mile away. But Ryan, I don't have money to start a business. That is a lie you tell yourself to feel better about not starting. Look at Grant Cardone. Whether you like him or not, he proved this concept perfectly. He did a challenge called Undercover Billionaire, where he was dropped in a random city with $100, no contacts, and a fake name. He had to build $1 million business in 90 days. He didn't spend his time looking for investors or bank loans. He spent his time looking for opportunity. He found a business owner, a guy running a mattress store, and he made him a proposition. He said, I will drive traffic to your store. I will get people through that door. If I make you money, you cut me in on the profit. He didn't ask for a salary. He didn't ask for a handout. He utilized sweat equity, to get a piece of an existing business. That is your blueprint for month 1. Spend the first week just auditing the market. Go look at successful local businesses. Use the Wayback Machine on the internet to look at their websites from 5 years ago. See how they started. Copy their day 1, not their day 1000. Pick a vehicle that requires service, not inventory, so you don't need cash up front. Create an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no. Don't sell your time, sell the outcome. Phase 2, the lion, days 31 to 60. Once you have that target, we move into the second phase. This is the lion. Machiavelli said, "Fortune is a woman, and if you wish to keep her under it, is necessary to beat and ill-use her." Now, that's 500-year-old language, but the translation for 2026 is simple. Fortune favors the bold. You cannot tiptoe your way to wealth. You have to be aggressive. In this phase, we are going to validate your business before you even build it. This is where 99% of people fail. They get an idea, and then they spend 3 months building a logo, printing business cards, filing for an LLC, and setting up a perfect website. They do all this work before they have ever sold a single thing. That is not business. That is procrastination disguised as productivity. You are hiding behind busy work because you are scared of rejection. You need to use the Facebook Marketplace test. Let's say you decided your business is power washing driveways, or maybe it's a digital service like writing emails for real estate agents. Do not build the website yet. Go to Facebook Marketplace, go to Craigslist, go to local groups, post an ad offering your service. Use AI to write the copy so it sounds professional. Use AI to generate a stock image. If nobody clicks on it, guess what? You just saved yourself 3 months of wasted life. But if people start messaging you asking for prices, you have validation. You have a business. Now you can go build it. During these 30 days, days 31 to 60, you are going to work harder than you ever have in your life. You are doing the work that doesn't scale. Going back to Grant Cardone in that challenge, he didn't sit in a fancy office. He was out on the street corner spinning a sign to get cars to stop at that mattress store. He was doing the ugly, embarrassing work. Why? Because you need cash flow. Cash flow is the oxygen of your business. You cannot invest, you cannot scale, and you cannot hire until you have cash coming in. Do not worry about being passive yet. Passive income is a lie sold to you by people who already did the active work. Passive income is the reward for active risk. In phase 2, you are taking the risk. And when you are talking to these potential clients, you have to control the frame. You are not a beggar. You are not asking for a favor. You are a strategist. Rich people don't spend money. They invest it. When you approach a client, you say, "I am not here to sell you hours. I am here to solve a $100,000 problem for you. And for that solution, I charge $10,000. You are selling the gap between where they are, which is pain, and where they want to be, which is pleasure. Your service is the bridge." For these 30 days, your goal is not to get rich. Your goal is to get 3 paying clients. Just 3. This proves you have a business, not a hobby. And here's the hard part. You must reinvest everything. Do not buy a watch. Do not buy a nice dinner to celebrate. Every dollar you make in this phase goes back into the business, into ads, into better software, or into saving for your first hire. You are feeding the lion. Phase 3, the sovereign, days 61 to 90. Now you have survived the first 60 days. You have a verified idea. You have cash flow. Now we enter the most dangerous phase. This is where the hustlers get stuck. They stay in the sweaty phase forever. They own a job, not a business. They burn out because they are trying to do everything themselves. Phase 3 is about becoming the sovereign, the ruler. Machiavelli taught that a prince must avoid being hated, but he doesn't need to be loved. He needs to be effective. To be effective, you must remove yourself from the day-to-day grind. You need to stop doing the $10 per hour work so you can do the $1,000 per hour work. Carl Hughes, who scaled a massive service agency, said you must separate every task you do. Sales, account management, doing the work, admin. Track your time for 3 days. Pick the task that takes the most time and drains your energy. Hire a trailblazer to take it over. This doesn't have to be a full-time employee. It can be a freelancer in the Philippines. It can be AI. If you are running a service business, use a model called drop servicing. You sell the job for $100. You pay a contractor $60 to do it, and you keep the $40 for managing the relationship. You are no longer the technician. You are the architect. You are building the machine, not turning the crank. And while you are building this income stream, you cannot neglect your personal finances. Remember the slow lane? We are exiting that, but we still need structure. Stephen Lee, a brilliant CPA, talks about the 3-bucket system. Bucket 1 is your foundation. This is just a $1,000 emergency fund, so you don't panic if your car breaks down. Bucket 2 is your accelerator. This is where your business profit goes. You reinvest it into the business or into high-growth investments like the S&P 500. Bucket 3 is your optimizer. This is tax strategy. In days 61 to 90, you are taking your profit and pouring it into the accelerator. You are not buying lifestyle. You are buying freedom. You need to automate this. Set up your accounts so that when money hits your bank, a percentage automatically goes to your freedom fund. Do not rely on willpower. Willpower fails. Systems don't. And finally, we have to talk about the economy. We talked about 2026 being different. Inflation is stickier now. Your cash is trash if it just sits there. JP Morgan's outlook tells us we need real assets to fight inflation. As you start stacking cash in these final 30 days, you need to look at assets that hold value. This might be gold, it might be real estate, it might be Bitcoin, but you cannot leave your new wealth in a savings account earning 0.01% while inflation eats 4% of it every year. The Machiavelli mindset is about defense as much as offense. You are building a fortress, a digital fortress. I want to be honest with you as we wrap this up. Most people watching this video will do absolutely nothing. They will watch it, get a dopamine hit, and go back to scrolling TikTok. They will remain in the slow lane. Why? Because of fear. Fear of what people will think. Fear of failure. Fear of looking stupid. Chris Kerner said the biggest roadblock to success is caring too much about what people think about you. Machiavelli had a solution for this. He said, "It is necessary to know how to do wrong and to make use of it or not according to necessity." That doesn't mean be evil. It means be ruthless about your own success. It means prioritizing your future over your fear of embarrassment. The world rewards value. It rewards utility. It does not reward your good intentions. It does not reward your hard work if that work is digging a hole in the wrong place. In 2026, the gap between the rich and the poor is expanding because the rewards for scalable value are becoming extreme. You are either on the side of leverage, owning the robots, owning the algorithms, owning the businesses, or you are being owned by them. Before you click off, I want to have one last honest moment with you. The hardest part of this entire 90-day challenge isn't the strategy. It isn't finding the niche or posting the ads or even doing the work. The hardest part is the silence that comes right after this video ends. You know that feeling. You get motivated, you see the path, you feel that spark of, I can actually do this. But then the video stops, the screen goes black, and reality rushes back in. The doubt creeps back. The notifications on your phone pop up. The slow lane tries to pull you back into the comfort of being average. That is the true test. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince for people who wanted to be safe. He wrote it for people who realized that safety is an illusion. In 2026, staying the same is actually the most dangerous thing you can do. The world is moving too fast. If you stand still, you fall behind. So I'm not going to ask you to smash a like button or buy a course. I'm just going to ask you to make a choice, a quiet choice. Decide right now that you are done being a spectator in your own life. Decide that you are done waiting for permission to be successful. You don't need a degree. You don't need a rich uncle. You just need the guts to start day one. If this video woke something up in you, even just a little bit, then don't let that feeling die. Do one small thing today. Write down your niche, post that one ad, open the bank account. Just prove to yourself that you are serious. If you want to be around people who are doing the exact same thing, making this same escape, check the link below. It's just a resource. Take it or leave it. But whatever you do, do not go back to sleep. The year is 2026. The window is open. The transfer of wealth is happening. The only question is, are you going to watch it happen? Or are you going to take your piece of it? I'm Ryan. Welcome to the Fast Lane. I'll see you on the other side.